الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الفلاح
Good to be back in Iraq. Boy, man, things have changed. Mind if I bring a couple of friends? I think it's time to renovate. Drop more bombs and kill more moms. Give them hope, food, and more napalm. War's not fun, is it just me? Blast off counts 1, 2, 3. Americans don't go to heaven. Americans don't go to heaven. Americans don't go to heaven. Want to get to go work at 7-Eleven. Oh, that's the way it goes. I think so. Take you back to another place, far away from United States, where everybody seems so out of touch. Not everybody wants to be just like us. We don't know. We don't care. mouth. Your band, you watch my band. After the show, I'll shake your hand. You turn around, I'll back around into my gun. You better run. The reason you're best is so I can make fun of it. I can do a song, everybody else will hold on. I'll turn around, I'll back around into my gun. You better run!
myself as a soldier, so a soldier of peace.
Bald head, mustache, loincloth, armband, Mahatma Hitler! this. I might fail. Got up, got out of bed. Well, looked around and scratched my head. Ooh, I got so much left to lose, like 38 pounds in an attitude. Think it might break too much. Ooh, hey, guess what? That coffee needs a nail. The boat sprung a leak. Nice day for a sail. Well, I'm just your average red-blooded male. Don't try, you might fail. Drop the ball, hits the ground. Disappointment all around. With all the choices that we choose and all the battles that we lose, think it might break too much. Hey, guess what? The coffee needs a nail. The boat sprung a leak. Nice day for a sail. Well, I'm just your average red-blooded male. Don't try, you might fail. Read your books, you know you should. They'll make real good firewood. So burn your books, burn them right. Burn them all in Peter's pipe. You won't learn and he'll still get high. Bow down and believe. Don't do that, we're gonna leave. And take all the food that helps feed all your children, watch them bleed. Blood for oil, what a game. Your blood for my oil gain. War today's like a video game. Game over for you and I'll try again. You ain't praying, well, we ain't paying. Money, cars, big shots, know what I'm saying. Last verse seems the first, little bit louder and a whole lot worse. Get down on your knees, God's a striptease.
Israel says it's very simple. It will end its offensive in the Gaza Strip if the Palestinians stop firing rockets into Israel and return a captured Israeli soldier. But until that happens, there's no point in even discussing a ceasefire.
Oh no! One more time, I'll see it again. Oh yeah! Knock down the door and I'll kick them in. One more time and listen up. You and your people are corrupt. You can't drink from my golden cup. You ain't praying, well, we ain't paying. Money, cars, big shots, know what I'm saying. Last verse, sing the first, little bit louder and a whole lot worse. Get down on your knees, God's a striptease. Last verse, sing the first, little bit louder and a whole lot worse. Get down on your knees, God's a striptease.
Our forefathers weren't the Pilgrims. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. The rock was landed on us.
You got it, bro. white. Let's not look what's thin, we'll just focus on the skin. Change your yes sir, cameraman, we just need you for the fight. Fuck news, it's not like you can't trust them. Assalamu alaikum. Allah must be good to him. That big old pig, it's sin. His wife's teeth still set in. Where's Rose to the store? Grab your kids, hit the floor. Look at Mike, it's just not right. His coop is slapped on way too tight. Just relax, settle in. I'm sure he'll be drinking again. Get your news from CNN. What a bunch of nice white men. We're stabilizing the region real soon. By the way, what's your credit card number? Not like you can't trust them. Assalamu alaikum. Allah must be good to him. Not big on pig, it's a sin. His wife's teeth still set in. Where's Rose to the store? Grab the kids, hit the floor.
Jim, just a few moments ago, something believed to be a plane crashed into the South Tower of the World Trade Center.
You were looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers.
Well, a militia group linked to terror being backed by Iran and setting up camp on America's doorstep.
These people are out to kill us. People don't understand the danger that this country poses to the world.
The attacks are connected to Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda is in Baghdad.
Those weapons of mass destruction have got to be somewhere.
Well, thousands of Fort Drum soldiers have served in Iraq. Today on Post, thousands more are preparing to head out and fight. 3,500 soldiers with the 10th Mountain Division's 1st Brigade Combat Team will be deployed within the next 2 weeks.
Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
Stop breathing, what's going on, Congress? What do you want to do? Let's start the breathing, right? Okay, let's start the breathing. How are you going to do that? 2-hand blood scan. Use your hands, okay?
The game is over. Saddam Hussein will be stopped.
Saddam Hussein is dead. We have just received word that the former president of Iraq has been executed.
The truth is, the president has never been truthful about Iraq, not to get in, and he's not being truthful about it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, 9/11 was orchestrated by the military-industrial complex to bring in a worldwide attack on freedom. A new world order engineered 9/11. We have the official U.S. government battle plan, codenamed Operation Northwood.
This is an immoral war. It's benefited no one except Bush's friends and cronies, and it's got to stop.
This is the freedom of speech that people died for in prior wars, and this is what we're here for. Otherwise, we're wasting their blood.
With
hidden wounds of war, they survived the battlefield. Now thousands of veterans are struggling with post-traumatic stress, and doctors warn of a looming crisis.
These former soldiers all served in Iraq, only to die battling an enemy they could not conquer. Veterans in this country commit suicide at a rate twice the general population.
What did Iraq have to do with what?
The attack on the World Trade Center.
Nothing.
More than 2 million Iraqis have fled their homes since the war began.
My fellow Americans, major combat operations in Iraq have failed. Shows what I know.
It's the most ambivalent this country's ever felt, at least in my lifetime, about going into war. And that wasn't a question of being behind our troops or not. It's nonsense. We had every right to be ambivalent.
So I've told people that if you're interested in avoiding World War III, it seems like you ought to be interested in preventing them from having the knowledge necessary to make a nuclear weapon. I take the threat of Iran with a nuclear weapon very seriously.
You, sir, have now given us chaos and called it order. You, sir, have now imposed subjugation and called it freedom. For the most vital, the most urgent, the most inescapable of reasons. And again, Mr. Bush, all of them wrong. Sadly, of course, the distance of history will recognize that the threat this generation of Americans needed to take seriously was you.
And one of our best friends decided to kill himself. You know, for some people it isn't a question of why to kill yourself, but why not? You think he could have summed up his reasons in a note?
My actions should be self-explanatory. And since in our self-obsessed culture words seldom match the deed, writing a mission statement would seem questionable. So judge me by my actions. Maybe some will be scared enough to wake from their walking dream state. Am I therefore a martyr or terrorist? I would prefer to be thought of as a spiritual warrior. Our so-called leaders are the real terrorists in the world today, responsible for more deaths than Osama bin Laden. When I hear about our young men and women who are sent off to war in the name of God and country, and who give up their lives for no rational cause at all, my heart is crushed. What has happened to my country? We've become worse than the imagined enemy, killing civilians and calling it collateral damage, torturing and trampling human rights inside and outside our own borders, violating our own Constitution whenever it seems convenient, lying and stealing right and left, more concerned with sports on television and ringtones on cell phones than the future of the world. Half the population is taking medication because they cannot face the daily stress of living in the richest nation in the world. I too love God and country and feel called upon to serve. I can only hope my sacrifice is worth more than those brave lives thrown away when we attacked an Arab nation under the deception of weapons of mass destruction. Our interference completely destroyed that country and destabilized the entire region. Everyone who pays taxes has blood on their hands. I've had one previous opportunity to serve my country in a meaningful way. At 8:05 one morning in 2002, I passed Donald Rumsfeld on Delaware Avenue, and I was acutely aware that slashing his throat would spare the lives of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of innocent people. I had a knife clenched in my hand, and there were no bodyguards visible. To my deep shame, I hesitated, and the moment was past. The violent turmoil initiated by the United States military invasion of Iraq will beget future centuries of slaughter if the human race lasts that long. First, we spit on the United Nations, then we expect them to clean up our mess. Our elected representatives are supposed to find diplomatic and benevolent solutions to these situations. Anyone can lash out and retaliate. That is not leadership or vision. Where is the wisdom and honor of the people we delegate our trust to? To the rest of the world, we are cowards, demanding Iraq to disarm, and after they comply, we attack with remote control, high-tech video game weapons, and then lie about our reasons for invading. We, the people, bear complete responsibility for all that will follow, and it won't be pretty. It is strange that most, if not all, of this destruction is instigated by people who claim to believe in God or Allah. Many sane people turn away from religion, faced with the insanity of the true believers. There's a lot of confusion. Many people think that God is like Santa Claus, rewarding good little girls with presents and punishing bad little boys with lumps of coal. Actually, God functions more like the Easter Bunny, hiding surprises in plain sight. God does not choose the lottery numbers. God does not make the weather. God does not endorse military actions by the self-righteous. God does not sit on a cloud listening to your prayers for prosperity. God does not smite anybody. If God watches the sparrow fall, you notice that it continues to drop even to its death. Face the truth, folks. God doesn't care. That's not what God is or does. If the human race drives itself to extinction, God will be there for another couple million years watching as a new species rises and falls to replace us. It is time to let go of primitive and magical beliefs and enter the age of personal responsibility, not telling others what is right for them, but making our own choices and accepting consequences. Who would Jesus bomb? This question is primarily addressing a Christian audience, but the same issues face the Muslims and the Jews. God's message is tolerance and love, not self-righteousness and hatred. Please consider, thou shalt not kill, and as ye sow, so shall ye reap. Not a lot of ambiguity there. What is God? God is the force of life, the spark of creation. We each carry it within us. We share it with each other. Whether we are conscious of the life force is a choice we make every minute of every day. If you choose to ignore it, nothing will happen. You are just less conscious. Maybe you are less happy, maybe not. Maybe you grow able to tap into the universal force and increase the creativity in the universe. Love is anti-entropy. Please notice that conscious and conscience are related concepts.
But don't think twice, it's all right.
Why God? What is the value? Whether committee consensus of a benevolent power that works through humans or giant fungus under Oregon, the value of opening up to the concept of God is in coming to the realization that we are not alone, establishing a connection to the universe, the experience of finding completion. As individuals, we may exist alone, but we are all alone together as a people. Faith is the answer to fear. Fear opposes love. To manipulate through fear is a betrayal of trust. Many people will think that I should not be able to choose the time and manner of my own death. My position is that I only get one death. I want it to be a good one. Wouldn't it be better to stand for something or make a statement rather than a fiery collision with some drunk driver? Are not smokers choosing death by lung cancer? Where's the dignity there? Are not the people who ignore the environment killing themselves and future generations? Here is the statement I want to make. If I am required to pay for your barbaric war, I choose not to live in your world. I refuse to finance the mass murder of innocent civilians who did nothing to threaten our country. I will not participate in your charade. My conscience will not allow me to be part of your crusade. There might be some who say it's a coward's way out. From my point of view, I'm opening a new door. What is one more life thrown away in this sad and useless national tragedy? If one death can atone for anything, in any small way, to say to the world, I apologize for what we have done. I am ashamed for the mayhem and turmoil caused by my country. I was alive when John F. Kennedy instilled hope into a generation, and I was a sorry witness to the final crushing of hope by Dick Cheney's puppet, himself a pawn of the real rulers, the financial plunderers and looters who profit from every calamity, following the template of Reagan's idiocracy. The upcoming elections are not a solution. Our two-party system is a failure of democracy. Our government has lost its way since our founding fathers tried to build a structure which allowed people to practice their own beliefs as far as it did not negatively affect others. In this regard, the separation of church and state needs to be reviewed. This is a large part of the way that the world has gone wrong. The endless defining and dividing of things, micro-subcategorization, sectarianism. The direction we need is a process of unification, integrating all people into a world body, respecting each individual. Business and industry have more power than ever before, and individuals have less. Clearly, the function of government is to protect the individual from hardship and disease, from zealots, from the exploitation, from monopoly, even from itself. Our leaders are not wise persons with integrity and vision. They are actors reading from teleprompters whose highest goal is to stir up the mob. Our country slaughters Arabs, abandons New Orleanians, and ignores the dying environment. Our economy is a house of cards, as hollow and fragile as our reputation around the world. We, as a nation, face the abyss of our own design. A coalition system, which includes a Green Party, would be an obvious better approach than our winner-take-all system. Direct electronic debate and balloting would be an improvement over our non-representative Congress. Consider that the French people actually have a voice because they are willing to riot when the government doesn't listen to them. Any people, anywhere, being inclined and having the power, have the right to rise up and shake off the existing government. Abraham Lincoln. With regard to those few who crossed my path, carrying the extreme and unnecessary weight of animosity, they seemed by their efforts to be punishing themselves. As they acted out the misery of their lives, it is now difficult to feel anything other than pity for them. Without fear, I go now to God. Your future is what you will choose today.